How's it going, everyone? Chris with Dissolves Gaming here. If this is your first time here, thank you, and I hope to see you again. In today's video, I want to talk about Google Stadia. What comes with it? What are the pros? What are the cons? What should you expect? Let's get into it. So I'm going to pull up my screen right now. This is Google's webpage. Here we see a laptop, we see a TV, we see a Google Chromecast. This is important. We see a phone, we see a tablet, and we see a PC, all with one single controller. Now, what's exciting about this? First of all, on that screen, we're seeing some Destiny gameplay, and all of it is showing the same thing. Now, why do I think that this is important? First off, I think that this shows that we're going to be seeing content that you can pick up and play on your phone, on your computer, on your television, on a tablet, and on a laptop. We've got mobility, we've got screen size, we've got comfort. Whatever your gaming situation or setup looks like, you're going to be able to play it in a way that's easy and accessible for you. Let's switch over and take a look at some of the tech specs. So it's saying what's in the box. We see that you get a controller, and we also see that you get a Google Chromecast Ultra. Now, what I've researched and what I've seen and looked up is that the Chromecast is only going to be required for your television. So as far as tablet, laptop, desktop, phone, you're all going to be able to access that without any additional hardware. The Chromecast is only going to be required for your television. So as far as tablet, laptop, desktop, phone, you're all going to be able to access that without any additional hardware. So the only thing we're going to need, I assume, would be the controller. Now, this is the part I'm not 100% clear on. What or how does the controller connect to all of these devices? I think this is going to be one of the defining points that will either make or break a lot of people on the mobility of this platform. The other thing about this is that you're going to need an internet connection of some sort, whether you're at home and you've got your home network, whether you're at work, maybe playing your phone on a break or at lunch, maybe you're going to be out and about, you've got your tablet, you're on vacation with your family, friends. Google has put out as to what type of connection you're going to need in order to play the games, which is important. So let's take a look at that. So here on this little chart, we see that Stadia will support a range of resolution and the internet speeds that will be required to attain that resolution on whichever device you're playing. 720p, which will be lower definition, is going to require 10 megabit download speed. So the other distinction here is going to be download versus upload speed. A lot of the time, people are going to be paying for a very fast download speed, but their upload speed is going to be very limited compared to what they would get on their download. So as an example, if you were getting 120 megabit download speed, you might only expect to see something around probably 10 megabit upload speed. It's going to change, and it's going to continue to change as fiber internet and connections become more readily accessible to a lot more users. So going back to our chart here, 1080p, which is standard high definition that you and I are used to seeing on a lot of our screens. And for that, we're going to be looking at 60 frames a second including 5.1 surround sound. So for you audiophobes out there who want to hear and feel the game that you're playing, that's going to be an important number. And that number is 20 megabits per second download speed. So just keep that in mind. Moving up on this chart, we're looking at 4K resolution, still 60 frames a second with 5.1 surround sound. On this chart, Google's saying we're going to need 35 megabit per second download speed. Another thing to note is they're also saying that this is going to be the best resolution currently supported. Let's go back over and let's look at some of the games that are currently in development and are slated to be available when or around the time that Google Stadia is going to be released. And if I hadn't already said it, that release date is November 3rd, 2019. We've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Baldur's Gate, Borderlands 3. This is going to be a huge title that a lot of people are really already excited about, and the fact that it's going to be supported by Google Stadia is a huge feat, and without a doubt is going to be something that I think is going to draw a lot of people's attention toward getting a Google Stadia. Cyberpunk 2077, Darkside Genesis, Destiny 2 The Collection. Another important note on Destiny 2 The Collection is in pre-ordering the Google Stadia Founders Edition, they are going to allow characters to transfer from whatever state they're currently in. Maybe you've got a max level, max light character that you've been leveling up on your computer, and you can transfer it over to Google Stadia. Or maybe you're taking a character from your PlayStation or Xbox and moving them to Google Stadia. Their progression is going to remain intact throughout this entire transition process. So just as it was when you were playing it on whatever platform you were, you're going to see that same character. So this is a big selling point, I think. Next one, we've got Destroy All Humans, Doom Eternal. Now these two I think are going to be an interesting ad, because who doesn't like to play some old school first person Doom? You know, it's just a classic. It's definitely something that a lot of people are going to be excited about. Farm Simulator, not my thing, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Football Manager 2020. For those of you in America watching this, football is soccer. We'll let it slide, I know. Get Packed, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. This is one that is also a major title release. Ghost Recon Breakpoint looks to be somewhat of a deviation from the other Ghost Recon games that I've played. Looks like they're trying to make it a lot more realistic. They want the character to feel like he is in the battle, and in turn you will feel like you are in the battle. You're not this invincible, bullet sponge that can just take it all and keep on. Bullet sponge that can take a licking and keep on taking. Next we've got Gods and Monsters, Grid, quality racing game, GYLT, don't know how to say that one, Just Dance Studio, Kine, Marvel Avengers, Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 11. That one I heard on a interview. They're working very hard on supposedly some sweet new fatalities. So those will definitely be worth checking out when the time comes for that. NBA 2K20, for all you sports fans, Orcs Must Die 3, Rage 2, Tomb Raider, classic Tomb Raider games, gotta love those. Super Hot, The Crew, Elder Scrolls Online, Thumper, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, another Tomb Raider game, Trials, Watchdog Legions. Haven't actually played any of those Watchdog games, but they just seem like they're getting a little weirder and weirder. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I don't know why that is. We've also got Windjammers 2 and Wolfenstein Youngblood. With this kind of game release, clearly there's a lot of developers that really want Google Stadia to succeed. And I think that that's going to mean a lot to the player base that also wants to play those games and are going to be drawn to at least check it out. Now, another thing I think that's worth mentioning is right here. The price. $129. Now, as we looked at earlier, we're getting with $129 a controller and a Chromecast. Now, if you're purchasing the Founders Edition at this point, you're also going to be getting a pro level subscription, which includes the Destiny 2 game that we talked about and the character transfer. And since it's the collection edition, you're also going to be getting all of the pre-released content up to that point, as well as the year-long annual pass that will allow you to play all the current events and additional expansions that they have planned. So for $129, this is looking like a pretty sure thing in my mind. Now, I have to admit a bias here. I am a bit of a Google fanboy. I have a lot of Google products and I really like them. And to be totally honest, I really would love to see Google Stadia become a successful addition to the console industry. I guess you couldn't even call it a console because we have a controller that's got a Google Stadia symbol on it and a Chromecast, which you may or may not already have. But the fact that we're going to be able to stream content anywhere that has an internet connection and do it real time without having to bring your PlayStation with you or without having to manage any of, let's bring in a computer or anything like that is really exciting to me. So we'll see if it's a hit or a miss. I hope it's a hit. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by, checking out Google Stadia with me, and getting a little more information. As November 3rd gets a little closer, maybe we'll have hopefully some more games that will be released, game announcements, because this list has been pretty steadily growing over the past couple of months. So hopefully we'll see that as we get closer to November 3rd release. Thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the flip.